If not, we have a Zoom recording, so whatever that depreciated API thing. Very interesting. Okay, so gratitudes to start us off. Grateful to be here. Yay, so grateful to have you. I'm super grateful for this like abundance energy. And it feels like after that new moon, oh, there's so much expansion happening in the world. So I'm gonna check back over. It looks like it's going live on Facebook. So we'll keep sending the good energy that the Facebook connection will love me. And I really wanted to start this aligning with your abundance in a space of like really deep connection to yourself, because this is all about you. So I'm going to invite everyone to close their eyes. Take some deep cleansing breaths. Lay your feet on the floor. You can put your hand on your heart and just connect to your body. Breathe deeply into your heart space. Feel about all the wonderful things that are in your life right now. Allow all the things you're already in such good alignment with. Breathe into all the things you're grateful for, all the things you appreciate and love in your life right now. And allow that feeling to expand in your heart and filling your whole body with love, with unconditional love for yourself, unconditional love from your higher power, from others in your world. Just breathing deeply into all this love, all this gratitude for everything in your life right now. And then allow yourself to feel it even more. Allow this like unconditional, loving energy that's really the core of your heart and flowing outwards to now fill the room that you're in. So that the entire space that you're in is filled with love. Might look like bright white light energy or green energy, whatever you're seeing is beautiful. And breathe into all that love and gratitude. What else are you grateful for? And then feel into all the things that you're calling into your world, that you're magnetizing into you right now. Your dream vacations, when we have the freedom to travel all over freely again. The relationships you're calling in, a partnership you may be calling in. Feel into all the love and excitement of welcoming a new client, new ideals, soulmate client, and beautiful souls in the world who have soul contracts to learn from you, to be followers, to be influenced by your light. Really feel into the joy and the excitement of spreading even more impact in the world as you expand and align to your next level of abundance. That you can begin to feel into that energy that as you give, you receive, and as you receive, you give. Breathing into the excitement of that. And then what else are you aligning to? What level of abundance are you aligning into in your world? And really breathe into that space. Is it consistent month? Is it a 100K launch? What's your next level abundant identity operating at in terms of revenue and in terms of profitability? And breathing into that excitement and really start to feel into all of these things as if it's already happened, it's already done. Now you're shifting into pure gratitude for all these things that you're now in alignment with. Feel into the celebrations you'll have, the feeling of waking up in your day-to-day life, experiencing the amazing rituals that you've built in, the clients you'll be with, the leveraged opportunities you have in your world, the projects you're working on, the people you're supporting, and also the people that are supporting you as you continue to grow and expand your team, and they join your mission, vision, and help it expand. Really breathing into all of that as if it's already happened. You are this next level version of yourself that gets to receive all these amazing, incredible, beautiful things. And breathe into that. Let yourself feel that vibration, that frequency in yourself being there. And bring some deeper awareness into who you are in all of these pictures, having all these things that your heart's been desiring. How are you showing up? What's your environment look like? How does it feel to be in your body? Who are the people around you? What's it feel like to interact with them? Really, really connect with who you are as this next level version of yourself. Allowing yourself to notice courage, the bravery, the traits and characteristics and qualities that you've embodied to be here, to do all the things you've done, to have everything that you have now. And also in this space, you can choose to ask any questions that you desire to from that next level abundant identity. You can ask her or him or them, whatever you desire, and just allow that understanding, these truths, these knowings to integrate now. And also trusting that it'll integrate even more deeply over the next 24 hours. So feel free to ask any questions coming up. And really take up space here. Ask another question and another one. Really allow yourself to get as much clarity as you desire. You can begin to close that communication with that next level version of you. You can close it in any way you desire. You can hug them, you can bow, say namaste, whatever you feel called to. Express gratitude and thanks for everything you receive. Just breathe into that space as we're closing that communication. And to integrate some of this more deeply into your body right now, I invite you to give your body a nice massage. So anywhere that's needing some love, your neck, your hands, your thighs, your back, anything that's needing some extra love in this moment. And feel into how you can make it even more pleasurable. I think it's moans or some stretching. You can allow your hands to caress wherever you want on your body. If you want to do light fingertip touch. Feel heat against your skin. A lot of us are like a little bit more energetic from being in the energy healing realm. So if you want to play with energy on and off your body, just playing with that. Just breathing into the pleasure you can bring yourself right now in this moment. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Welcome. I love all the new people who are joining. If you're joining on Facebook, you can also get into the Zoom link by opting in. So on like my Facebook cover, there's opt-in for this masterclass, and you can ask your questions live with me. I'm not able to always be seeing the Facebook and the Zoom chats at the same time. So if you're on Zoom, I will definitely be focusing on you guys first. So if you'd love to hop into the chat, how that felt for you, if you had any insights or like super amazing ahas, or like you're super excited to connect with your abundant next level version of yourself, whatever you feel called to share, you can pop that into the chat. You can also pop it into Facebook. I'll be checking Facebook after as well. And we can also jump right in. So this is the Align to Your Abundance Masterclass. I'm Laura Mcphee. I'm a joyful goddess, speaker, healer, and coach, and I love supporting female light workers in really owning their power, clearing their subconscious limiting beliefs, and bringing more pleasure into their lives so they can serve the world from their overflow and create even more impact and income and enjoyment sharing their gifts in the world. So I'm so excited to jump right in. We're going to talk about some subconscious beliefs that are important to clear as you continue to grow and expand into the six and multiple six figure version of yourself. We're going to talk about some ways that you can step into that abundant identity, and also various things that you can do to allow yourself to really enjoy your overflow and allow that overflow experience to expand the impact that you're having in the world. And then also at the end, I'm going to share an invitation for some next steps. Just excited to step into my new level. Awesome. Yay. I'm so excited for you to step into your new level. And you're doing it. Like just by showing up here, you're doing it, you're being it, you're embodying that person who's co-creating those next level versions of yourself. And all of this gets created through inspired action baby steps. Like I'm all about that, not like, oh wow, there's this big gap between where I'm at and where I desire to be. It's like baby steps over time get you there with such ease, which is so much fun. Yay. So there's a ton of subconscious limiting beliefs that people can have as they're stepping forward into the next level version of themselves. So I'm going to highlight on some bigger ones that can show up or some recurring ones that can show up, and also do some theta healing downloads to support you guys in clearing some of those out. I can't do them all, otherwise we'd be here for hours and hours and hours, but I'll definitely tap into the energy of everyone who's live and on the replay to support you specifically in what subconscious beliefs systems are like most powerful in your energy, which is also why I recommend doing so many of my different masterclasses, because your energy can shift from day to day. You're not going to be the same person that you are today as you are tomorrow. And we continue to have new growth experiences in our lives. So I truly just tune into the energies of the people who are watching this so you guys can get the biggest impact, which is why my downloads are always so different whenever I'm doing masterclasses, because the energy is always different in the room. So a big thing that's coming up for people, especially my world clients, as they step into their bigger six and multiple six figure version of themselves, are belief systems around visibility and not wanting to to be seen by too many people, not wanting to have haters, not wanting to have people who bitch and complain and nitpick at them or prosecute them and are like, you're a horrible human being because you made this one mistake at one point in time. And it's super interesting to see sometimes what goes on in the world. Like a couple years ago, Tony Robbins had a thing where like I was there at Date with Destiny, and the intervention he was giving to someone, he's like, if someone records this and it's taken out of context, it'll sound bad. But the intervention that he gave to this incredible woman supported her so deeply. She ended up making a book and impacted so many people's lives. And then BuzzFeed got a clip of the video and was like, he's a horrible person. And it's like, yeah, Tony literally called it that, like, someone's going to take this and negatively do something with it. And it's like the girl receiving the intervention even went on her YouTube page, and then that got blasted being like, hey guys, that intervention literally was the best thing in my entire life. It was so good. Tony Robbins is an awesome person. But that happens as we continue to grow and evolve and expand. And a lot of the people that feel called to work with me feel called to that bigger vision. And sometimes it scares the fuck out of our human that we're here for such big things, because it's scary to continue to grow and expand. And then to see people doing incredible things in the world get all kinds of backlash for the good that they're doing in the world, or for not being a perfect human, or like not learning perfect enough as a human, and people will judge them off of one post or a negative energy that they had one day. Like, it's literally impossible for you to be perfect 365 24/7 for the rest of your life to every single other human being on the planet. So it's not really an if, it's a when. You get haters, when people decide to come after you, all those things. So there's work to be done there around feeling safe being visible, holding yourself in that energetic space where you feel safe being you and validated being you, instead of like needing the external world to validate you. And then also creating a really supportive nervous system so that you can handle those things and it doesn't like feel like too much for you. And also having a really amazing supportive community built around you so that you have friends and team members and loved ones in the world who are there for you, and you can focus on that and not whatever the outside world may or may not be saying to you. So to jump into some healing downloads for that, do you want to clear, release, and let go of the fear around being seen by the wrong, quote, wrong people, having haters, having people come after you or come after your family or target you or send death threats or scary communications to you? That will just kind of like wrap that under that whole umbrella. So if you would like to clear, release, and let go of the fear, worry, dread around that, you can say yes. And for anyone brand new to my world, I'm doing Theta Healing downloads. So it just taps into the subconscious belief that you have, gets it at the root, and then clears it out from every place where the root stemmed into in your life. So all you have to do is say yes to receive those downloads. If you ever don't want to download, you don't have to say yes to it. Do you want to clear, release, and let go of the fear of being persecuted, of being, quote, found out for not being perfect, for not embodying your practices perfectly 24/7 for the rest of your life, for not always being a happy person, for sometimes getting angry or fucking rageful or like in the heat of the moment, pissed off about things, and that you can give yourself permission to have the full range of human emotions without worrying that someone's going to capture that or use that against you. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And then there's a conscious piece coming through around that is like, yes, human beings, especially women, are allowed to get angry. There are healthy and safe ways for us to express our anger and frustration in the world. And there's definitely a bunch of negative ways and harmful ways to others. So it's like not doing those, but there are helpful and supportive ways to do that. So one quick thing that was kind of coming through as I was doing those downloads is giving yourself permission to feel it instead of just suppressing anger and negative emotions. Give yourself permission to feel it. So that could be like laying down on your yoga mat, envisioning all the things that are going wrong in your world, or envisioning a forest if you don't want to think of the specific things, and let the forest burn. Let there be a big forest fire in your imagination. Let it burn out, burn to a crisp. And then when it's complete, then it's done. Like, it's like really important to feel it in your body. So you might like feel it in your thighs, activating in your legs, like really letting yourself feel those emotions. Sadness might come up after. Really give yourself permission to like lean into those emotional experiences. so that energy can leave your body. Emotions are supposed to move. Emotions moving out of your body instead of getting suppressed in, that can create dis-ease or situations where maybe not so great things might happen. So there's also a million things we could get into in visibility, but I want to make sure that we capture a lot of the different belief systems that I was just tuning into before we got on. Another one is not wanting to expand into being that big. So stepping into six figures, like 87% of the coaching industry will never do that. Like, hopefully those numbers will change over time and will continue to grow and expand, like wealth within women, entrepreneurs, like that'd be amazing. But right now it's like 13% are the ones who can get six figures. That's not what I'm seeing in my world, because I have so many amazing like light workers in general in my world who've achieved that. I achieved that within 3 years. Like I have clients who achieve it with one. Like so many amazing things can happen in the world when you show up and do this work. It's incredible how much faster that happens for people. Some people it takes a decade. Some people never want to get to that amount. But this is like really stepping into the energetics of people who do desire to be that abundant multiple six-figure version of themselves. And a big thing around that is like allowing yourself to be big, to take up space, to expand your capacity to receive it. So especially as women, we have like these glass ceilings. I don't love that term. I don't like the masculine energy around it where it's like you have to break through this glass ceiling. I'm way more about like ease and the harmony of your divine feminine with your divine masculine. So it's like, yeah, you can allow it to dissolve. You don't have to burst through or break through this big glass ceiling. You can just be like, I live in a reality in which that doesn't exist. Or I'm going to like go over here and use the elevator that other people have built for me before. Like I'm going to go do those things. So yeah, it is scary to sometimes just hear the stats, but that's so not applicable to you. I'm like, that's just not going to happen. You were totally getting six figures. Don't even worry. Love it. So yeah, allowing yourself to expand into the version of yourself that's big enough to receive it. So do you want to know what it looks like and feels like to allow yourself to access that part of you that desires to be this big, that you can give yourself permission to expand into her, that you can feel safe in taking up this much space and being loud and owning your power and your energy, and that you know who you are and what your life looks like as this six or multiple six-figure entrepreneur, and that you know what it looks like and feels like to uplevel your boundaries as you grow and evolve and expand, so that your boundaries protect you in this process and that you can feel safe through this evolution. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And then there's also some stuff around like upper limiting that can come up there, where it's like sometimes people will expand into huge next level versions themselves and then contract. They'll go into feast or famine modes. They'll have like averaging happening. So it's like you have like a 20K month and then like your next couple months are like 5 and 10K again. It's like not as high as it was. So the other bad side around it is that you can get into some like self-sabotage energy where you'll then self-sabotage your relationship with your partner, or you'll self-sabotage your health and you'll get sick, and like that'll help you rest and contract and not be as big as you were. So do you want to know what it looks like and feels like to continue to expand and hold your energetics and to allow yourself to co-create the spaciousness in your life to rest, to align your nervous system to your expansion as you grow and evolve, and that you know that you're worthy and deserving of this spaciousness to continue to hold it, that you can clear, release, and let go of any and all belief systems that you have to hit a new low to get to a new high, and that you know what it looks like and feels like to continue to grow and be a way shower in the new paradigm of you can expand from where you're currently at. And then you can have this as a new baseline in your life and then expand and grow from where you're currently at instead of hitting new lows to get new highs. And if you'd like all of that, you can say yes. Awesome. That's feeling so much better. There can also be fears of like overworking. So feeling like that next level of success is going to require me to sacrifice my own self-care, my family time, time dating, time traveling, my flexibility and the freedom that I've been enjoying. So there can be all this like constricting energy around this expansion. It's like where it's like, I want the end results. I want to have more impact in people's lives. I want to co-create positive waves of change in the world. I desire to have more money so that I can have live a higher level of lifestyle. I can contribute more to all my charities and initiatives that I feel really passionate about. But then it's like, ooh, all the different things that that might require. So there can be this like black and white thing where it's like success is tied to working hard. There can be subconscious beliefs around that. It can be this like, I can have this or that. I can't have it all. A lot of women will have belief systems that we truly can't have it all. We'll start seeing other people. And I love seeing and like focusing on the mentors who are like, yes, you can have it all. You can have an amazing relationship and family and clients and income and initiatives in the world and like passion projects that you're like super fueled up by. You can have all the things. And sometime in the like middle realm, you're sitting there and you're being like, but I can't. Like, I have these things where like my business is going really well or my relationship's going really well. This is good or that's good. And you can't have it all. You can't have your cake and eat it too, so to speak. So do you want to clear, release, and let go of those belief systems where you have to choose between this or that, where you need to sacrifice or put something on the back burner in order for your life and business to run smoothly, and that you can clear, release, and let go of the fear, worry, doubt, and constriction energy that you can't have your cake and eat it too. And if you'd like to clear all of that, you can say yes. And there's also like different throat chakra stuff coming up around that. So different throat chakra stuff. I've had so many like core woundings around throat chakra. I've had to heal so many different layers. So I get it. Like I so see and hear everyone who's like, I'm scared of owning my power or speaking my like big mission into the world. And I like kind of only share it with some people. So like the big mission vision in the world's kind of coming up and like owning your space of being like, yeah, I'm here to be multiple six figures, or yeah, I'm here to like own this space on the internet and co-create change here. So the first conscious piece that's coming through around that is share it with other people that feel safe. So it was really amazing years ago when I started to be like, yeah, I'm here to be like a multi-billionaire on this planet and give hundreds of millions to green initiatives and create free spiritual programs for youths and literally just change the world in a generation. Like heal the planet for all the things we've been doing, co-create systems where it's going to be way more sustainable and good in the future, and then literally just train the whole next generation, which while they're living, they can teach their parents and their grandparents and their siblings and their cousins all the things that they're learning around mindfulness and how to use their energy and all these things. And also, a couple decades from then, they're going to be the parents who will teach those practices to their children. And then that will be like the existing culture and like things that exist on the planet where it's like, oh, cool, like how to love ourselves and love one another and like have more oneness and like unity in the world. Like we can literally co-create change at that level is what I'm going for. So I tend to attract a lot of light workers who feel really called to that or feel called to parts of those things. We're like, oh my gosh, I feel really called to changing this in my world or this in the culture that's around me and all these different things. So I highly recommend speaking it out loud to the people that like you feel called to, that you get that little nudge to speak to, because those ones tend to be like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm going to create a book one day, and then I'm going to be on Oprah's Super Soul Sunday, and then I'm going to be in collaborations with these other amazing people in the world. So I invite you to do that in safe spaces, because it's like as seeds are growing, you don't necessarily want to like expose them to all the harsh environment out there in the world. You can be like, okay, cool. As my little seeds starting to sprout and grow out into the world, I can share it with healthy people who can help me nourish the soil and tell me that it's real and that it's possible and all these different things. And then as it grows and has like a huge trunk and it's this big sturdy tree, then the whole world can see it. And it doesn't matter if someone leans up against it or kicks it. It's strong and it's there. Whereas where it's a little seedling, it's a little bit more vulnerable. You don't want everyone in the world or the negative critic people to start to say negative things that might make you not want to feel like it's super safe in that soil. So to do some kind of throat chakra clearings around that, I'll invite you to close your eyes. And you can tune into your whole body if you're like, I feel like my throat's actually doing pretty well right now, but there's this other really like sharp area or like diseaseful energy that I want to clear right now. You can totally focus on whatever is like being activated in your body to release and let go of. But a lot of people, it's going to be in your throat right now. So if you scan your throat, just notice any and all old energies. They might be painful energies or just prominent ones that no longer serve you. And just first be aware of the different ones that might live there. And tune into the strongest one. Could be the one that you notice first, could be the most prominent or painful one. Whatever one you're feeling called to. And first, just notice how much space it's taking up in your body right now. Notice what color that old energy is. And what emotions attached to this old energy. What body sensation shows up there? And if you could touch this old energy, what kind of temperature does it have? And what kind of texture does it have? Now we're going to safely move that old energy outside of your body through your higher power. And fill up all that space where it used to live in your body with unconditional love and healing energy. And if you like that, you can say yes. Now that this energy is safely outside of your body without any connection to you, we're going to ask it a question and just allow the first thought, first feeling to come through. What were you trying to teach me? And just allow that response to come through. And you want to know through your higher power's perspective, the deeper truth, clarity, wisdom, and understanding around what you were trying to learn. That you can mark these lessons as complete now, and that you can give yourself permission to continue to move forward and grow and evolve and expand on your journey with even more ease, speed, grace, joy, and love. If you'd like that, you can say yes. And do you want to clear, release, and let go of any and all fear, worry, criticism, and self doubt around stepping forward into this next level version of yourself? You can feel even more safe in your body as you grow and evolve and expand, and that you know that it's completely safe in all levels to follow your own divine timing, and that you can stay in that alignment with your truth, your divine timing, and to clear, release, and let go of any expectations that you had that might have been causing some like constriction or overwhelm in your worlds, that you can clear, release, and let go of any and all comparison that you've had to other people, any comparison where you've believed that there's something wrong with you, that you're less than, that you're not good enough, or that you're not cut out for things, that you're a failure, that you can clear, release, and let go of all of those. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. Do you want to forgive yourself on all levels? for believing illusions in the past, believing harsh or negative things that other people have said to you or that you've said to yourself, that you know what it looks like and feels like to feel and experience the freedom from forgiving yourself fully. If you'd like that, you can say yes. And we can integrate those changes. We can get your higher power to send all that old energy out into the ether, transmuting it into unconditional love and filling up your entire body, every cell of your being with unconditional love and healing energy. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And then you can bring yourself back. You can open your eyes, drink some water. It's super, super important to stay hydrated as we clear all these things out. And you can also pop in the chat or in the comments if you're on Facebook how that's feeling in your throat right now, or whatever that space was that you just released. You can tune into that space. How's that feeling? Sometimes people feel like lighter, or tingles, or heat. Sometimes they feel like that space is better, and then there's something deeper underneath it. So all of those are beautiful responses. And you can also go back to this recording and watch that little part again if you're like, oh yeah, there's this like deeper layer now that's gone from my throat. Now there's this like energy here. There feels like there's definitely some people that are like, oh, that felt so good to clear that off. And now I'm aware of these other things popping up. So you can also come back to the replay and listen to it again and again to get more of those clearings off those old layers. Because it's kind of like layers of an onion. It's like all the different layers can pop up as we do this healing journey. Beautiful. So we did some work on stepping into your abundant multiple six-figure next level version of yourself when we began this energy off. Some other things that can show up in relation to like limiting belief systems around that is more body blocks. So doing those replays again and again, doing that if you have healers that work specifically on your body, totally do that. Because it is really powerful sometimes to feel into how much resistance and blocks just in our body can show up. I'm also a reflector in human design. So all of my centers are open. If you know, if you're like a manifesting generator, projector, and like have seen what your human design looks like, there are certain areas that just experience blocks. But also when you're in my presence, so on these master classes, you get to feel into what it's like to have those channels open and available. So even just breathing into that awareness right now of like how your body feels, how some like flow might be feeling in your body to allow yourself to step into all of these amazing next level versions of yourself that you're desiring to do. So yeah, there can be lots of like money blocks as you step into those next layers, very obviously. It can be fear around raising your rates or calling in those next level clients who will be aligned to those rates. There can be some contraction around scarcity of like letting go of your old ideal client into your new ideal clients, all kinds of different energy around that. That's what I'm kind of feeling most into with the people who are live on the replay. So let's jump into some healing downloads for that. Do you want to clear, release, and let go of these fears that have been holding you back from calling in your new ideal soulmate clients? That you can give yourself total and complete permission to continue to serve and support anyone currently in your world, and to also know what it looks like and feels like to speak more directly to your new ideal soulmate clients, knowing and trusting that all the people in the world have soul contracts with their healers, mentors, coaches, support systems, and that it's not all on you to support everyone, that you don't need to be available to everyone's energies, that you don't have to help every single person with every single problem or issue going on in their world, and that you can have deeper levels of freedom in allowing yourself to call in these next level versions of your ideal soulmate clients who can and will excitedly invest in your programs, offerings, and support. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. Do you want to know what it looks like and feels like to receive these new soulmate clients into your world? and that you can do so in a way that feels comfortable to your nervous system, that you don't have to worry that like this dam's going to break and all these new people are going to pop in and that you're not ready yet, or that you're an imposter and you might not be able to serve all these new people at these new levels that you're desiring. But you can allow yourself to consciously co-create with the other souls in your world, and allow yourself to feel like you're that empowered co-creator with these new offerings, new packages, and new soulmate clients. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And kind of the visualization I'm getting for that is, if you think of your tap, you can like turn it on full blast and it'll go. You can also turn it on a little bit and it'll drip. Turn it on a little bit more and a little bit more will come in. So when you're desiring your new soulmate clients to come in, when you're like, oh yeah, like I feel like I'm in launch mode, you can turn it on full blast if you so desire. If you're like, ooh, I'm not sure how much time I have right now, I'm like completing some things here, I have other stuff on the go. If you're in that space where you're like, I don't really know how much time and space and energy, you can be like, okay, universe, we're turning on the tap a little bit. We're letting it drip drop. We're letting it have a slow and steady stream. You get to be that empowered co-creator with the universe, with the other soulmate clients that you have in this world, instead of being like, oh my gosh, I'm so fearful of all these unknowns that might happen. I don't know if I'll have enough time. I don't know, blah, 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 all these things, which we can't know everything. Like it's literally not humanly possible for us to know all the things going on in all the world, what our schedule is going to look like, what's going to happen next, all these different things. So allowing yourself to kind of like lean back and trust that you have that flow of the tap. You can turn it on and then you can course correct. If you turned it on way too much, you can turn it back down. And then if you turned it on a little bit and you're like, oh, I'm ready for more, you can turn it on a little bit more from there. So do you want to know what it looks like and feels like to energetically install this tap, this dial, however you want to like perceive it in your brain, into yourself, so you can have even more ease in co-creating with others and welcoming new clients into your world, and that you can allow yourself to expand your receptivity to hold these new people in your life as you grow and evolve and expand, and that you can have that container to hold them and continue to grow it as you continue to allow new people in. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And then I always like physical things of like containers. It's like, yeah, if I wanted to put a smoothie in, I'd have to dump out my water to do that. If I wanted to have way more things, I could get a way bigger water bottle. If I wanted to do like a liter water bottle, I could get that. Like you can allow yourself to be that energetic space to hold it. So sometimes doing visualizations to like visualize how many people you have helped in the past, especially if you're moving to like groups or more leverage programs and you're like, cool, I've helped 10 people in the past. Now I want to help 20 or 50, and I've helped 50 people in the past. Now I want to help 100. You can allow yourself to do those things to support your like your human nervous system and holding that, and also your energetics to welcome those people into the container, knowing that you have the space to do that. And then other things, especially when you're getting into the much larger containers, it's like you can have the support system for that with your admin team, with support coaches, with all different things that will support you in growing and evolving there. So do you want to know what it looks like and feels like to feel that level of support as you support more people? You can allow that overflow of support in your life to overflow into your clients, to overflow into their clients, into their friends and family, that you can co-create a system where the energetics is a win-win-win container, where it's a win for you, a win for them, win for the people around them, win for the planet that we live on, that it gets to be a win-win-win experience as you continue to grow and evolve and hold more space for more humans. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. Awesome. That's feeling much more open and available. And then the other thing coming through on that is that we don't just have our physical team. So you can have like a VA, an OBM, marketing people, whatever you want, support coaches. Those are like your human team that like you're co-creating with, that you might employ full time, or that are contractors in your business or just come on for specific projects. There's also like a dream team that you can have that's energetic. That is your spirit team, your guides, your higher power, your highest self, all other people on the other side. It could be ancestors, any other guides that you have in your world. So what I love to invite my clients into doing is really feel that support of like the energetic guide support team, the one that's like not here on this plane, in addition to all the support that we do have on this plane. So um yeah, it's feeling really strong to like do a little bit of a process to add that into your world. And I kind of like learned the basic framework or like the idea of having like a company in the sky that supports you. Several years ago, I was watching a summit. I cannot remember the person um, who talked about having a company in the sky, but it was super amazing. And I've since like highly recommended basically all my clients and so many of my friends to really tap into that energetics that we're supported with other people, with other energies. So this is going to be another thing where I invite you guys to close your eyes and give yourself spaciousness in this moment to really let your imagination run wild, to really connect with the biggest expression of yourself. You can let your highest self kind of run the show here. And if you think of having a support team, a company in the sky, what's that look like if you just visualize that? And there's no right, there's no wrong. And then zoom in a little bit more. Let's get a little bit more information from it. So, what is your company in the sky desiring to be called? Or what do your guides, your support team want to be referred to as? And then, if you go inside that building, inside the container of it, what's going on inside? Are there different floors for different apartments, for different intentions in your business? Are there managers and CEOs, all kinds of little light beings running the show that are here to support you with your soul mission? What's going on inside? And then you can bring more consciousness and intentionality to what's been going on inside or what you desire to go on inside in the future. Do you want there to be marketing departments that reach out to the energetics, to the soul of your soulmate clients, people who are going to follow you, who are going to feel inspired by your message, that they get to go out into the world and co-create and talk to and connect with all the amazing people that have soul contracts to learn with you in this life? Do you want energetic copywriters who will feel into the right messages to say, will give you the right words when you're making posts about it, when you're creating events, when you're going live and talking about it? Do you want a creative team that helps you with that vision of what things look like, what products or graphics are going to look like, how things are going to feel, what's resonating with you and your clients, your soul fam out in the world? What other teams are there? What would you like conscious support with? The sky isn't even the limit. Like, if you truly had choice and had infinite magic genie wishes, what would all your different teams be doing? How would they be supporting you? And then you can also ask your dream team in the sky, your company in the sky, what else they can do for you. What else can you allow yourself to receive from them that they love doing, that they're here to support you with? You can ask them any questions you desire right before we close. And then you can thank them, express your gratitude and deep appreciation for co creating with you, for doing so much, for allowing them to do the work so that you can just show up and do your thing and channel all these things, have things work in more inspired action and more flow with more ease. And you can complete that connection in any way that feels good. More gratitude or a hug or celebrations, anything that feels good. And also sharing with them that you're going to come back. That you're going to keep this connection open and get to know them even better. You can come back to the room, open your eyes. Then I invite you to jot some of that stuff down. So, what was your dream team's name, your company in the sky's name? So, write that down so you can have it in the future so you can connect with them. And if it's a draft name, if it's like your name, dream team for now, awesome. It can totally be that. When I did it, I got Love Inc. And at the time, I was working for a bigger corporation that had like a 12-story building. So when I visualized a company that was going to be big and supportive and have all these different teams, I pictured that 12-story building that had different departments, that had HR and communication and technology and like marketing and all the different things that could go out into the world Beautiful. Yes, catch you on the replay. Sending you lots of love. So yeah, tuning into that. Again, just writing down some of the pieces you got from them. So what teams did you first interact with? What teams do you want to be consciously building in? And then how did they want to support you? And a really impressive thing when I started to like consistently communicate with Loving, my dream team in the sky, was I'd get all these other downloads of like, do this and do that, and do this and do that. And when I was starting my business in 2017 full time, I was so adverse to doing any of this money stuff. I'm just like, no, I'm a happiness coach and healer, and I help women have like more self-love and self-care and overflow that. And I was so stuck in that, but all this stuff was coming through in my private sessions with clients at the time around scarcity and limiting beliefs around I don't have enough time, I don't have enough money. And all this scarcity was coming up and all these things about money. But I'm like, no, I'm not an accountant. I left the corporate world. I don't want to talk about financial things. No. So I had a bunch of resistance to that. So literally I was like, okay, if this is coming through, creator, loving, higher power, highest self, if this is coming through and you want me to deliver this to the people around me, to put this onto the world, show me and you can do it. I want you guys to create it. I want you to create the marketing around it. I want you to like go connect with all the souls who need this, who are calling for it, who are wishing and praying for it. Like you go connect with all of that. And then when I sit down and I'm like, okay, we're ready to do this, I'll show up for that. So it was super impressive that I literally sat down in front of the computer, was like, okay, this is coming through super strong. Show me what you want this to look like. In 30 minutes, I created my Clearing Money Blocks 101 program. Literally, it just like downloaded. I was like, how, what? Okay, like this is really impressive. Okay. So like this dream team in the sky can be so powerful. Like this was my program that would consistently sell out. Like it became digital really quick. And then people were like, I don't know what this is. Don't really understand Theta Healing, but holy shit, I'm getting money. I'm getting all these things. And like still to this day, people will buy that digital program. It's like, I don't know, 4 years later. So like you can really download powerful things into this planet by connecting and co-creating with that energy. So I was super impressed by using it the first time that I'm like, okay, cool. This is like nice to have in my world. It's actually super supportive because everything just felt so easy around it. So I invite you to build that connection with that company in the sky to keep getting more details around it. Like notice what it looks like on the outside. Notice the environment. Are there trees and does it look beautiful and peaceful? Are there energies that you can up level or clear within that so you can have clear communication? You can get really specific with it and you can be like, okay, cool. So these are the different teams within the teams. Sometimes you might just want to talk with like the top level CEOs and managerial staff and be like, okay, this seems to be coming through for me to like share with the world. I'm going to talk to the top level people. You guys just figure it out. You delegate to the other people who are like here to do the other pieces. I'm going to keep working on the stuff that I've already committed to in my human realm. But you guys can all do all those pieces. That when I'm ready for it, it'll be super smooth sailing. um, so that tends to be a really fun little like secret thing to do. Um, and you don't have to have like consistent like, oh, I'm going to check in with them for 30 minutes every day. It can really be like a quick 5-minute process before you start working on things to like have more ease in what you're desiring to co-create. It can also be like a quick 30-second thing if like this idea keeps coming through and you want to do what I just said about like, okay, quick team meeting with the CEOs, this keeps coming through, do you want me to deliver this to the human plane? If so, go connect with all the people, all the things that when I like sit down, when I'm doing work, when I feel called to like sit down and actually do this in front of my laptop, then it'll also just like work and flow through. So there's also a degree of trust coming up in this. Did you want to clearly let go of any fear, worries, and like trust issues around trusting something invisible, something that's intangible to help you in your business, so you can deepen your trust in delegating to team, both in this physical human world, your actual team that you're paying, and the team that's just here to support you and your soul's vision for what you're co-creating on this planet. and that you can deepen into your capacity to receive this support as you grow and expand, so you can focus on your soul's mission here and creating even more impact and positive ways of change in the world. And if you'd like all of that, you can say yes. And you want to clear, release, and let go of any fear or worry or self-doubt or constriction that might have happened in your body from connecting to the bigness of your soul's mission, of all the things that you could be doing as a human, and give yourself more groundedness around your actual step that you're on right now, the actual stage and phase you're at in your business, so you can continue to move in your unique inspired action baby steps as you grow and evolve and expand on this journey. And if you'd like all of that, you can say yes. Awesome. So you guys can definitely pop in the chat how that's feeling. If you want to share like the name that you got, some cool things that like your team's working on, or like if you're like, ooh, I have like this special team, like maybe you have a whole artistic team that like designs really pretty things. Like if you want to share ideas, you can definitely do that. We can all co-create our team to be even better as we continue to grow and evolve. And definitely keep drinking water as we do all these healings and clearings, because it supports your body. Moving that old energy out and integrating all the new things. And then we can also integrate all of these changes that we've done tonight. I can also offer you general healing for any and all other areas of your body, life, and business that are ready to be healed right now, and fill you up with your higher powers, unconditional love, compassion, peace, and prosperity. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And take some deep cleansing breaths. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. I'd love to know how you're feeling after receiving all these downloads, going through this masterclass. If you feel called to sharing it, this replay will also be up for the next week. So any friends who want to opt in to get the replay can definitely do that. I'll also have it up on the Facebook page. So if you want to tag friends in there, you can also do that. And for anyone who is feeling called to really step into their abundant identity of their multiple six-figure version of themselves, who's having huge impact on the world, who's getting to serve themselves in amazing ways and like overflow that energy into others through pleasure and prosperity, and I invite you into a pleasure and prosperity strategy session with me. I'm so excited to be welcoming some new one-on-one private clients into my world right now. I love the spaciousness that I get to receive new soulmate clients. So I invite you to a complimentary call where we can really tune into exactly where you're at right now on your journey and where you desire to be. Tune into some of those limiting belief systems that are the gap that's holding you back from there, some things that might be in your body that are blocking you, just to get really clear on where you're at and where you're desiring to be, so that you can have that like number one thing that can literally support you in clearing so many other things. Because so many people I find don't know what they don't know. They're like, I'm doing all these healing things, I'm doing this, or I'm just like, I'm so focused on the strategy. I'm like working with my business coach and we're doing 1, 2, 3, and I'm doing the strategy, it's not working. Or I know the things to do, I know the different things to do, and it's not working for me right now, or I can't get myself to do them. There can be a lot of different subconscious blocks going on there. So I love to really support people in seeing clearly those like big pillars, kind of like those big domino pieces, that working on that makes everything else easier or unnecessary, instead of like kind of being like, is it this thing? Is it this thing? Kind of how at the fair you'd like hit the little gophers and be like, which one is it? I don't know what is happening. I'm trying to puzzle pieces together and it's not working. So I'm super clear cognizant. It's so fun for me how kind of like the biggest thing people will say when I'm using that is like, how are you in my brain? How do you know things that I don't even know? So it's kind of my superpower of being claircognizant and then also being a reflector. I mirror people and I see them more deeply than they're able to see themselves, which is a superpower in the world of light workers. I get to amplify the light worker energy that's in my world, which is so amazing. I'm so grateful for it. So I love, identifying the gaps between where you're at right now and where you desire to be so you can clear them with me or with someone else, to getting that like number one domino piece that's going to have the biggest effect in your world, and then 3, creating that personalized plan for how you can move forward and co-create on your journey with me or with someone else. So if that's feeling like a hell yes in your body, I'm going to pop that into the chat here, and it'll also be in the email the replay if you're watching it on Facebook. I'll also pop it into Facebook afterwards, just that everyone has it in all the different places. And I think I have like 5 spots over the next week for those. So it's first come, first serve. If you're feeling like a hell yes in your body, I invite you to do that. And to also just share this masterclass with anyone else who you're feeling called to. I'm so, so, so grateful that all the beautiful light workers showed up for this to receive it into their life. And I feel like we can create such huge impact in the world. Like the world needs it so much right now, and we get to co-create an amazing thing. So thank you so much for all the work that you're doing in the world, for all the healing work that you're doing, for all the work you're doing with your clients. And I honor you guys for showing up. And I'm sending you guys so, so, so much love and light. Bye.